Hello students of Standard 5. Hope you all are doing very well. Welcome to our next chapter, Lesson 7, Internet Services. Internet is the best technological gift that has been gifted to mankind. Internet has brought the whole world closer. Internet stands for International Network. So what is this Internet? It is the largest computer network in the world, connecting millions of computers. So now the question will arise, what is network? In short, let me tell you, network is group of two or more computer systems linked together. In details about networking, I will tell you later on. Now let me tell you how Internet has benefited the whole world. Internet has transformed our life. Communication has become very easy, and resources, information we can get very easily with the help of Internet. Communication has become a rapid growth to the business world. Internet has changed our life in many ways. Network. So I told you, network is a group of two or more computer systems that are linked together to form a global network. In networking, here computer system not only include your laptop and desktop, rather than any computing device like your smartphone, smart TV, tablet, any computing devices are included in this networking. Here network, two or more computing devices are connected to each other by a wired medium or by a wireless medium. So in this wired medium, they are connected with the help of telephone wires, modem, satellite links or other means, enabling them to share information among each other. So there are two possibilities, either with the help of wire or with the help of wireless. To connect to the Internet, we need three things: a modem, telephone line and an Internet connection. We will learn in details about each of them. Modem. Modem stands for modulator, demodulator. So what a modem does? A modem converts digital data to analog signal at sender's end and again converts back analog signal to digital data at the receiver end. So let me explain. It is a device that allows a computer to send or receive information through telephone lines by converting digital data into analog signals used on telephone line. Before going in detail, now first thing is why a modem is required. A computer can only understand digital information, that is binary digit. I told you binary digit is 0 and 1, and the channel which is required for transmission of data, that is through your telephone line, that can only understand your analog signal. So we need, for the transmission, we require a translator which will help in converting digital into analog and analog into digital. So we require a modem. Modem have two components, modulator and demodulator. The modem converts digital information of a computer to analog mode at the transmitting end, and demodulator converts back the analog signal to digital mode at the receiving end. So modem converts digital data to analog signal at sender's end and again converts back analog signal to digital data at the receiver end. So now we will read about types of modem. There are three types of modem. First one is internal modem, then external modem, then your PC card modem. Internal modem. It is already installed in the computer. It is in the form of a card that is inserted in the slot of main board. This main board is your motherboard. So internal modem, there is a slot inside your motherboard, and it is already placed inside. Or installed inside the inside your motherboard. External modem. It is installed outside the CPU. It is placed outside the CPU. It is in the form of a box that connects USB port of a computer. So I have given a picture over here. It is like a box and it is installed outside the CPU. This is the most common type of your modem. External modem is the most common type of modem. Here your indicators, the indicator lights are there that indicates the display the status of your modem, whether it is connected or it is not being connected. Like the speed of the modem is measured in kbps, that is kilobits per second. Although a modem can have the speed of 56 kbps, but if telephone line is in good quality, it will not be able to work with maximum speed. So we require a good telephone line for working of modem. Then PC card modem. It is specially designed for your laptops and handheld computers. It is not a very common type of modem. It is here no cable is required, no telephone line other than the telephone line connection. One can remove the modem when it is not in need. Except for the size of the PC card modem is like the combination of external and internal modem. This card is powered by a computer. Telephone line. Telephone line is a medium that is used to connect the computer to a internet service provider. So now the question comes, what are these internet service providers? The internet service providers are the company that gives us access to the internet. So those popular ISPs are your BSNL, Reliance, Airtel, Vodafone. All these are your ISP. They used to give us access to the internet. Either we have to pay them money before using or after using the internet services. With the money that is with the fees that we give them, they give service in exchange. So ISP are basically company that give us access to the internet after paying a fees. This ISP can also be replaced by your wireless router. Types of internet connection. The first one is dial-up connection. In this type of connection, the user will connect the computer to the telephone line. In this case, either you can use the internet or you can use the phone connection. Both at a time is not possible. Then second one, broadband connection. This connection uses wide bandwidth. So what is this bandwidth? Bandwidth means how many signals we can pass at a time. This is very high speed because of various transmission medium various transmission medium accesses going on. We can hear in a few. We can within less time download movies, music, programs, share videos within no time. Like your dial-up connection, it does not interrupt your phone calls. So you are free to receive and make calls while you are online. Cable TV connection. This type of connection is provided through a cable TV line. Cable medium provides extremely fast access to the internet. Then comes satellite connection. Satellite connection takes place where there is broadband facility is not available. Satellite connections are used. Here what happened, one satellite dish is installed in order to connect to your satellite. For example, your Tata Sky, Airtel, all are having one satellite dish that is attached, that is installed so that you can connect to the satellite. DSL, digital subscriber line. This uses two-wire copper telephone line. It allows you to make telephone call and internet at a time. This is a very advanced form of broadband connection where you will be required to pay a monthly subscription to the internet service provider for accessing the internet. Then wireless connection. Wireless connection takes place. Wireless means there is no use of wire, so we will be doing this connection with the help of radio frequency to connect to the internet and get offer to a great speed. It can be accessed from any location that comes under the network coverage area. It requires a Wi-Fi modem to be connected to your computer. Then comes mobile internet. It allows user to access internet over a smartphone using the network provided by the phone service provider. Here also radio waves are used for wireless connection. This mobile internet connection speed generally varies from 2G, 3G and 4G. You must have all seen 2G, 3G and 4G mobile phones. So this G stands for generation, and fourth generation or 4G mobiles are the latest one. You must have also come across LTE. These are long term evolution. LTE stands for long term evolution. Then comes hotspot. These are the sites that provides wireless internet access over very short distance. Approximately it is 22 meters to around 64.8 feet. So for across 20 meters you can use this hotspot. It uses Wi-Fi technology and allow user to connect to the internet through radio waves. So Wi-Fi stands for wireless fidelity. Hotspots are phone-based, commercial or free to the public and can be found at places such as airports, universities, cafes and hotels. Popular service on the internet. First one is video conferencing. Video conferencing is a way of communication where both audio and video take place at the same time. People sitting at different locations can chat with each other, can talk with each other, and at a time they can see their face. It involves the use of webcam and microphone at the end of each participant to capture their video and audio data in the real time. So for particular very good examples of this video conferencing are Skype, Zoom, Google Hangout, Adobe Connect. All these are examples of video connection. Next one, chatting. Chatting is a text-based communication. Video conferencing was audio and video at a time. Chatting is text-based, and a great example of your chatting is your WhatsApp nowadays. Here communication between one or more users in which messages are exchanged back and forth in real time through chat software. They are usually kept short. It is also known as online chat or internet chat. So your examples are Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, Google Hangout. All these are your chatting app. Then internet free calls. Internet also allows you to make free voice call and video call to anyone across the world. These calls can be placed at a very lower rate to anyone and anywhere in the world. There are some sites which allows you to make free voice call. Just you have to register there and you are free to access their service. Examples are Skype, Viber, Tango, Google Hangout, Fling. All these are examples of internet free calls. Email. Email stands for electronic mail. It is nowadays it is a widely used facility on internet. Here we can compose, store, send, receive message to any part of the world. It can save a lot of time, and filling details like name, address, city, pin code, etc. have been replaced by the email address. The email address format I have given here one, info@keeps.in. Here it is divided into two parts. First one is before your @ and second one is after your @ and this first part is called as your mail ID or user ID, and the second part is called as your mail service provider. Some popular email service provider or popular sites are they are given: www.yahoo.com, www.gmail.com, www.rediff.mail.com. All these provides facility to send and receive emails. These emails are very convenient, simple, affordable for sending mails on the internet. To use the email facility, first we have to create a personal email account, for which we have to give our name, our date of birth, username, password, qualification. All these details have to be given before creating a mail account. Here I have given you, here I have shown you what you have to give: first name, last name, username, email ID, password. While creating a password, we should always remember that it should be at least 8 characters, and that are in combination of letters in both uppercase, lowercase, numbers and special symbols, so that it will be a strong password. And in this way our mail account will be created. To write an email, first we have to click on compose option. After clicking on the compose option, a new window will come. Here you have to give 2, in place of 2 you will write the address of the receiver who is going to receive your mail, then the subject, in which regard you are writing the mail, then in the text in the body you will write your complete email. After composing your email, you will click on the send button, and within fraction of second your mail will be sent to the person. Then come netiquettes. These netiquettes are formed by the combination of two words, that is net and etiquette. Net is internet and etiquette is your good manners, netiquettes. These are your rules that governs the acceptable online behavior of the user. What behavior, the behavior that we should follow while using the internet has been described here. First one, respect others' copyright policy. We will not copy others' work without their permission. Second one, we will not give any sort of insulting comments in our communication, because we should give respect to each other. Respect other privacy. We will not read or share any information without getting permission of others. Without seeking their permission, we will neither read their message or share any information regarding anyone's email ID, phone number, photographs. Without their permission, we should not share it on. No spam. Do not spread rumors and flood the user's inbox with advertisements or messages. Social networking etiquettes. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn are some popular social networking websites where our personal information is visible to all type of personalities. So the personalities may be fake or they may be genuine. Hence, it must be very important to take some extra care before disclosing our personal information with anyone. First one, friend request. Do not accept any friend request if you don't know the person. We should check the user's profile, then only accept the friend request. Use privacy feature. Tune the privacy settings as per the requirement to avoid unacceptable access to one's profile status. Here I would like to say you set your privacy feature in such a way that your information is not displayed publicly, rather than it is displayed to your only friends or only to a certain group of people. Do not post pictures of others. We should not upload others' pictures, others' photo without their permission. Comment wisely. Never promote which is biased or offends an individual or community dignity. Sorry. We should not give any such comments which will be an offense to anyone. Report abuse. If anyone is abusing you, harassing you or threatening you, please report it with your elders and parents if you face any sort of abusement or harassment or threatening from anyone. Email etiquettes. Email is considered as the most common way of communication at workplace. So, it is very important to know and follow the guidelines while using the email. First one, subject line. When we are mentioning the subject of the email, our motive and main idea behind the email should be clear and it should be brief, precise while mentioning the subject line. Use proper salutation. While making our email, we should make sure that we are using the courteous greetings and closes the email with our name and signature. With 3, concise message. The message should be precise, non-repetitive while we are drafting an email. The message should to the point and must not deviate from the topic. Check spelling and grammar. You make sure that your message does not contain any spelling, grammar, punctuation errors. Overlooking the basics of writing leaves a bad impression on the recipient's mind. All caps lock. Don't use all caps lock or uppercase while typing your message, as it indicates yelling or shouting. And at very least adding emphasis on the text you type. Autoresponders. Autoresponders may take temporary care of your emails while you are away from your computer. It automatically conveys the message on your behalf and saves the time of the recipient, who could have called you repeatedly in your absence. Use of BCC feature. This about BCC I have given you about in my next slide. This message, make use of BCC message while sending to multiple users. Take a look before sending message. Always go through the email carefully before sending it. Some new terms. Use USB, Universal Serial Bus Port, is used to attach all kinds of devices. CC, carbon copy, is an easy way of sending copies of an email to other people. BCC, blind carbon copy. It is called as blind carbon copy because the other recipient won't be able to see that someone else has been sent a copy of the email. The basic difference is, suppose you want to send this particular email to 5 people. In CC, you can write their names, you can give their email ID so that 5 people at a time can receive the email. But in BCC, what happens, in this feature, all the 5 people will get your mail, but they won't be knowing who else got the mail. But here they will be knowing who else. In CCC they will know who else got the mail, but in BCC feature all 5 will get the email, but they will not know who else has got the mail. So in the next slides, fill in the blanks, multiple choice, true, false. Question answers I have done for you. As usual, fill in the blanks, true, false, multiple choice you have to do in your book, and question answers you have to write in your copy. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you all enjoyed it.